Welcome to the IEM Katowice EU Spring Regionals. My name is Wolf. With me is Kaldor. It's been a long time, buddy. I'm actually so excited to be here casting Heroes of the Storm in Poland, and I'm alongside my longtime StarCraft casting buddy, Kaldor.
It's going to be really good. Like, it has been a long time, and I can't wait to actually open the series up with you. So we had already the drafts, of course, and we had the analysis desk go over it, and the game is going to start pretty soon. We're starting things off with a bang here. We have Dignitas versus NaVi, and especially like the map picks already just like hint at great games that we're going to see later.
Yeah, you know, our second map, Garden Terror, nobody really likes to play on that map too often, so it's not seen all too often competitive play. Like in Korea, for example, I think it's only been picked twice. Very rare map, so all sorts of unique picks could go onto that. But I want to ask you, Kaldor, who do you think won this draft?
I actually would give a bit of an advantage here to NaVi currently. I mean, of course, with Stitches in the game, we always know that hooks are going to be one of the biggest things that Dignitas has to rely upon right now. But a few of the things that they are lacking is really good lockdown after a successful hook. They have Thrall that they can use with a Wolf to just lock a target down a little bit and try to burst. But overall, heroes that would have really fit their composition as well is, of course, also a Diablo that could have used that Apocalypse together with the Maw as a setup, could have also been used after the Sundering of Thrall. The problem that they have here is that a solo tank Thrall together with a Tacita didn't really work for them. And I mean, we have the teams lined up here, and we can already tell that on the side of NaVi, there's just like so much fight control as well. If they get the damage in, they should have very good shots at winning these fights.
Yeah, I do like that we have Greymane, though, for mana, because he's going to be able to do a lot of stealing on those minions, you know, the actual skeletons that will channel those Punishers. So I think that's really important, and that's really popular on this map right now. But as you guys can see, Dignitas will be spawning on blue side for this this first match, and NaVi, not as Vincier, will be spawning on the red side. You know, two big names in esports in Europe already starting us off in this first series.
For me personally, this is an amazing match. I mean, NaVi has been very constant throughout the last few weeks and months. They're one of the teams that is definitely a favorite to go to Korea for the global finals, and we are going to see them against Dignitas now. Dignitas was actually not able to play in the End of the Storm, even though they qualified through Season 3, because they changed lineups too much. So we haven't really seen them outside of scrims for quite some time. So in this case, it's going to be very interesting to see how strong they have become, especially against an opponent like NaVi, who won End of the Storm Season 4 and has just been showing stellar games throughout the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. Just taking a look at these talents already, we do see Chen is grabbing Regen Master instead of Grounding Brew. Interesting considering the composition. We also see Johanna is grabbing Regen Master as well. So a lot of, you know, roaming around for those two heroes to grab the globes.
The cool thing about Johanna going for the Regen Master here is that, of course, Blizzard changed the map a bit, and especially how Knight takes pawn works on this map. You don't get that extra damage in against those minions on the shrines any longer. You, of course, still have that lane control. But with that said, we are going to see Alex just trying to play a bit more of a tanky version here, which actually caters to the map. So that's definitely a map adjustment that we already see. And we have so many adjustments now. We've talked about the changes on Rhaegar, and they're already in play here.
Yeah, definitely something we're going to be seeing a little more of that totem build that we were talking about earlier on that analysis desk. But both teams do have really solid wave clear here, and I think that's going to be really important, obviously controlling the objective. And I do like the draft for NaVi because they do have Sonya plus Johanna, so Johanna is going to go ahead and use her Contempt to pull everybody in, and then the Sonya can just clean up the rest of those skeletons with her Whirlwind.
There's also a few adjustments that you see with the laning now. Oftentimes you will see a Zagara at the top lane, but since we have a Chen on the other side of the draft, immediately Dignitas decided to run Zagara with the rest of the team and just simply counteract that Chen with a Thrall up at the top lane, because they know that Chen, such a huge lane bully, will always be able to put Zagara under a lot of pressure. So now they dominate the lower part of the map right now and roam between mid and bottom to just like put more pressure on those towers. Now they get the first one and a slight lead in experience thanks to that.
Yeah, just a slight lead. Level 4 is coming up very soon as the first shrine is activating here up at top. And Alex is just going to jump onto that right away here and start burning them down. Here comes Wubby though. And we are going to see most players rotate up top. Of course, Balstag can stay in that bot lane as long as possible because he can just simply fly in. He's got that global presence.
Both of the teams now with level 4 adjustments on Stitches as well. He's the solo tank, but he goes for the damage build. He wants to get that extra damage in on those shrines. They're moving in with also the healing ward on the side of Tacita right now. But NaVi, of course, they're on their way as well. They want to get those minions. Everybody's moving in. Here comes the flight on Falstead, but Mena on his Greymane is still missing. He's slowly making his way up to the top from the bot lane.
Grandpa Cat gets caught here with with that hook, but he will actually escape easily with Alex zoning out, just jumping in the front and drinking that brew. And still more objective control here so far from NaVi, but they did take a lot of damage there. Greymane actually rotating down currently to the bot lane to get more EXP. Dignitas a whole half level ahead at this point in time.
Dignitas is trying to soak experience, and one of the problems that they will have in this game is also that they have very few interrupts against Chen. Chen already jumping in. Here comes Johanna going for the condemn. They're starting to block the Ivubi is in trouble. Down goes Thrall. First kill on the side of NaVi, and JBL also in a bit of trouble. And he gets the hook against the Infernal, and oh my god.
Grabbing Infernal there, definitely making it not as bad of a trade, but a lot of extra EXP going down in the bot lane. He's just simply soaking it down there, pushing all the way down that first bot wall. Now going to rotate back. Falstad coming down to clean it up, but a huge lead here for Dignitas already, but they may give up this first shrine as a result.
It was actually great play by Dignitas. I mean, they fought a 4 versus 5 and they were able to trade 1 for 1. They lost the Punisher, but that is something that they knew from the start. It was never really the purpose to go for the Punisher. Get that experience lead. Bait the first Punisher in, position your heroes behind the gates so that he jumps in, can be attacked by 4 and 3 towers. That's exactly what they do here. They will burst that down within seconds, and they will still have a very nice experience position here over their opponent, especially with the pressure play against the structures at the bottom of the map.
Yeah, actually, meanwhile, we do see Mana is going to go ahead and grab an early Goatman camp, rotate back down to push this lane out that Crosby's been working on actually after that defense there. So again, just a pretty big structure lead even for Dignitas. And the first Punisher is always very weak on this map, so I do feel like they did play his early game a lot better. Now notice we do see Greymane going for that cocktail build, which is very powerful on this map because you can keep poking, you can steal the last hits, you can take them away from your opponent on those shrines. So I do like the way he's playing it, and we do see, of course, Cigar getting that battle momentum, which is so important for the creep spread.
Absolutely, absolutely. Greymane is going to be a huge asset to them right now. One of the things that really is going to be important in the later stage of the game is that you somehow make sure that you can control that Chen, and they have very few tools that they can use for it. Dignitas will have to rely on a Sundering, maybe an attempted snipe if they feel they have the burst damage ready and Chen can't escape. We also have a couple of adjustments that we already hinted on, especially that Tasta going not into the Leeching Plasma on level 1. So Thrall is not going to have such an easy time staying alive here, but they have that healing ward, which is amazing when you go for one of the shrines. So solid talent choice is an adjustment that we have overall. With Rhaegar now also going straight into that cleanse for the hook, which is actually quite interesting, since with Blood and Thunder you have very nice cooldown reduction, which combined with tidal waves later on can just be amazing to get the healing power out.
I really do like the way that we're seeing Dignitas control the map as well, constantly getting objectives first. They're not trying to time the objectives out with the shrines, but they're just constantly pushing the lanes and getting ahead in that way, so they're taking these camps very quickly. They're always safe. And the composition that you're talking about, I like the healing ward for a lot because we have a comp that's basically poke-oriented, and then if you pull someone into it, that's when things get crazy. Greymane can actually go Worgen form, and we've got Thrall that can actually rip people apart, especially once Sundering comes out as well.
Greymane, yeah, is amazing because he can poke, he has that burst damage as well, so you're totally right about that. He's just such a versatile hero, and if Greymane jumps in with a Thrall on a single target, especially, of course, after maybe even a successful hook, that is so much potential burst that Rhaegar has to be really on top with his heals here.
Well, with the cleanse coming out for Rhaegar as well, definitely going to be always watching out for that Chen if he's going to sit up at the front lines. Now, look at how quickly Dignitas will be able to take these first waves of skeletons come up here, already 8-2, and they have so much wave clear, and they do control it right now. Plus, the top lane is being pushed, and there's no one there.
And the problem is that level 10, of course, already reached by Dignitas. They're going in with Go for the Throat, they have the Maw, the Sundering, they're going for the Putrid Bile and the Force One. Here comes that hook against Falstad and the Snipe NaVi! 4 versus 5 now after Falstad is down, and here comes Dignitas moving in with a quick Maw, trying to go for another kill. Already the Putrid Bile on the ground, and they're going instantly on Infernal. The barrel is there, trying to save everybody, and Alex to the rescue, but he gets hooked, but not taken down.
Not enough, but this is still a huge win. All it takes is 1 kill when you're already ahead in the objective. And again, the top lane is still being pushed. It's constantly being taken out. He's going to actually lose. They're going to lose his tower. And now Falstad coming up to deal with that, but it means he's away. And this Punisher may actually do a lot of damage. They may be able to push down a lot of the hit points of the support if they don't get it, actually.
Very impressive play so far by Dignitas. If you look at the talents that NaVi has chosen and also their setup, they have so much sustain. It is out of this world. They have the ferocious healing on Sonya. They have the Laws of Hope. They have a double regeneration master. We're talking Chen, Johanna at the front line. There's also the healing ward for Rega, plus the Ancestral. In terms of sustain, it is insane what they have here, but the hooks are on point. And I mean, this is the best hook that they could have hoped for. Dignitas, they get the hook against Falster, take him down, and now he has to retreat, and suddenly the momentum is all in the way of Dignitas.
All right, well, here comes this Punisher actually going to jump over the wall, of course, to try to destroy it. They're baiting it over there. But this is a huge push. In fact, a 5-man push. Falstad's still in the back, and here comes down a Keck. Falstad flies in, but he's not in good position. Wubby, though, getting caught and stun-locked to death.
Very well done here. Great play.
But the more! And Crosby's alone now. He's got to get out of there.
Yeah, but Thrawn is already dead. They can't even go for a follow-up stun here. Alex is suddenly in trouble. He jumps away, but he gets taken down. And now it's a 4 versus 3. Dignitas again pushing in. They were able to go through the entire wall, but the keep is still there. Look at that experience, though, Wolf. Dignitas an entire level ahead and close to level 13.
Very, very close to that next important talent tier. They also will easily be able to just clean up this minion wave. We already see, you know, Taster going down there and starting to grab that shrine. Or excuse me, not that shrine, that camp, and JPL going to come and join him. But with this EXP lead, it means the next shrine fight will be a lot easier for them if NaVi can't catch up right now.
NaVi is trying to do exactly that at this point. They're going for camps. They're trying to push these lanes back a bit more. But here comes that level 13 talent we've been talking about already. And of course, in this case, we are also seeing the Unfettered Assault taken again on the side of Greymane. We have a full slam build so far on level 7, the Toxic Gas. But now here comes the Mega Smash that we're seeing for them. Grace of Air taken, and of course, with a little bit more sustain, the Prescience coming in for Tassadar now, which will be combined most likely then on level 16 with a Dimensional Warp. Again, the hook, but he should be able to jump out there. All of a sudden, Alex in trouble, moving away. The healing ward is there, and Chen survives.
You know, this is actually not a bad trade for NaVi because they actually used multiple heroics on Alex, and he does escape, but still, they are going to lose this mid-fort, and it looks like Dignitas will just push it down and rotate away. Good disengage again by Alex, but Dignitas is consistently getting ahead in these fights.
I'm loving the decision of Dignitas to go in here. They knew that they had a talent lead. They said, guys, we will probably not be able to hold this until the shrine is active, but let's capitalize on it. Let's go into the middle, drop that fort, and the worst thing that happens is that we have to use Sun Ring or maybe like the Maw to disengage here. Didn't even have to do that. Now they are starting to go for the camps again, just as the shrine spawns up at the top lane. But NaVi at least has that level 13.
Yeah, they have 13 now. And Alex again going to jump in here and tries to catch Wubby. Just going to go ahead and win Fury away. Close call there. Infernal actually jumping in on him as well. And they're going to duel here. Here comes JPL. And that Maw only catching Chen, but it does remove a lot of the tanking.
NaVi's getting a little bit greedy here. They want to go for the kill once again, but here comes the Beauty Ball already. Falstad is down once more, way too early in the fight. The 5 versus 4 situation, and Mane is already jumping on ground. Pagetta takes down Rega. Infernal is in trouble as well. He gets sniped and taken down, and Dignitas with a 7-2 kill lead can now easily go for Punisher number 3.
Yeah, they're just going to leave. Looks like Bakery and Wubby to stay on that shrine. They have a Merc camp pushing with their 3-man push in the top, so this fort will easily go down. They will secure the Punisher as well. And we're just seeing these team fights over and over again going better for Dignitas. We see, you know, the Maw only catches one, but the follow-up is good. Like you said, NaVi got a bit greedy in that last engage, and Falstad tries to feebly gust Zagara away to escape, and it's just not effective.
And it's so amazing how Dignitas is able to pull this off, considering the heavy tank line that we see. The adjustment on Rega on level 13 was actually that he skipped tidal waves because he felt, hey, we have enough healing here on our heroes already. But that shield can really help. If they're trying to lock somebody down with the Sundering, if they're going in for the burst damage with Greymane, go for the throat here. I need those extra hit points. I need that shield on my front line. But even that didn't help them.
Oh, they're actually going to wait and... Okay, I thought they were going to try to be super strategic and go full meta on me here, but they're just going to have Snitch take the last bits there. But taking a look, we do have level 16 now. And looking at Stitch, he's actually going to grab Pulverize on 16.
Yeah. Actually pretty crazy. I mean, Pulverize is a talent that came back a little bit, and in this case, it's really just like control during the fight that they're hoping for. Having even more slow on the targets at the front. Nice move there by Crosby. He really needs to be careful. He is a priority target for Dignitas. We've seen that already. And his season marksman stacks are currently at 25. They need more for that. But here comes that Punisher. Starts to move in and goes for the key.
3-person Maw counter. This is a big problem because we have an Arcane Punisher here. The immediate follow-up on the Sundering, and the Punisher jumps in on top of Infernal as well. This is easily going to be a keep, and if they lose many members, if they lose a member or two here, this could actually be game if Dignitas continues the push, but they're just going to back off and play it safe.
That was actually a very nice disengage that we just saw there from that Maw. Keep in mind, we've just been talking about that Pulverize combined with a Mega Slam, and you hit that perfectly, but as soon as that Maw is gone, everybody jumps into different directions. Alex is out there, uses the CAC, makes sure that nobody gets engaged upon, but that was a very scary situation here for NaVi, and they are in a lot of trouble. Considering how they dominated in the European scene over the last few weeks, it is amazing what Dignitas is currently pulling off in this first game here at the tournament.
I'm really impressed with the Stitches hooks as well. Hitting Falstad multiple times when it matters, even over a wall.
Without vision.
Yeah, without vision, just basically always knowing where his opponent is going to be positioned. And I think that's really important when you are a Stitches players like this. JPL playing incredibly well, playing out of his mind right now. So Dignitas, 2 levels up, of course, a ways away from hitting 20, but they have these Merc camps up. The next Shrine fight is going to be really important.
Let's talk about a problem that NaVi has here. When you look at the damage numbers against heroes, the highest damage that NaVi has on a hero is 12,000 on Sonya. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And the big problem is if you compare that to Zagara on the side of Dignitas, they have 38,000 damage on her, 22,000 damage on Thrall, 18,000 on Greymane, and 32,000 on Stitches. Every single hero in their setup. Even Tazada now has more damage than the highest damage dealer for NaVi. Falstad at this point just doesn't do the trick.
Yeah, he's got less than 10k right now. Oh, that hook again. Crosby gets out just in time. We do see a Keg here to try to disengage. Wubby way ahead of himself with the Maw, may help them disengage.
JPL is there, where comes the slam, there it is, the Fugic Ball is on the ground, Infernal is trying to get away, Alex is already low, he needs to be healed, and that's exactly what happens, they're trying to turn it around once again, but Sonya is already in trouble with the mystical spear, there's the shield in the last moment, the Earth Shield saving Infernal, and now Dignitas has to disengage 16 talents already for NaVi, and this is actually where they can start to make a bit of a comeback, because not only do we see them currently on same talents, we have now finally the combo on Rhaegar with 1 and 16, and we have Chen with a pressure point, which is going to be so important to put pressure on the backline of Dignitas.
Especially considering Chen is actually out-damaging Falstad in this game currently. But here we go. This is a big opportunity for NaVi. They cannot mess this up. This is their chance. Snitch gets jumped onto here. He's actually caught and stunned. A Force Ball does come down to try to save him. Alex is jumping in, and so is Infernal.
And here comes once again that pressure point. They're going for Snitch, and Snitch is down. Infernal is dead too. It's an even trade. Alex jumping out once again, but Bakery is in a little bit of trouble. Goes for the Dimensional Warp immediately, and using a Force Wall as well to zone the opponent out, or at least to trap them here even. We have JPL now also completely isolated from the rest of the team. Here comes the Sundering, but he is dead anyways.
Oh, Mana is want to try to jump in here and grab Grandpa Kata. Coming in on top of him there. He does go down, and Donatan, I don't know how he's going to get his way out of this one. He is Johannes, so he can pretty much get out of anything, but I think he's out of luck here. Meanwhile, the wave in the top lane is on top of the core.
Yeah, NaVi is using Alex to push that back, but of course Donatan eventually is going to fall here against Mane. It's 4 heroes down, and Dignitas with 12 to 5. They're currently 2 levels ahead. We're seeing them going straight for the next Punisher. It's just that with always Falstad being under so much pressure, NaVi doesn't get the damage in.
Yeah, and you see him oftentimes just caught at the back, unable to do anything. He's almost playing too safe with his positioning, and it's a big problem. And part of that, of course, comes to these insane hooks that JPL has been putting on in this game. Let's see what happens in the next fight. I feel like NaVi is not out of this game yet, but level 20 is about to be a hit for Dignitas, which gives actually a huge power spike to Greymane.
At this point, NaVi, they are a team that can come back. We've seen that over and over again. They are actually a team that can make those comebacks happen. And oftentimes, actually, we're seeing very close games, and then the next map starts and suddenly they completely stomp an opponent. So they're always dangerous throughout a series. But what Dignitas is showing here is definitely like big Heroes of the Storm play. And their setup was a risky one going into that draft. It was a lot of damage. It was not as much to stay nowhere close to what NaVi had. But it works out beautifully for them, especially with the control against Falstad, who is still one of the lowest damage dealers on the side of NaVi. He has 13,000 damage at this point, which is just absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's got like a fifth of the damage that Stitches has in this game. JPL not only hitting sick hooks, but his slams have been on point as well, hitting 3-4 members multiple times. Look where he is up at the front, going ahead and dropping his vial. Here comes the Keg, but again, used defensively here by NaVi.
And we're trying to get Wubby into the range of the core, but he just bolts away. They have the 20 now, and they are using it, of course. Keith is down once again, and we actually have an adjustment. We have Unleashed now now on the side of Greymane, going for the 20 here, and they're starting to go for the quad. He's trying to the Marwaz, got it, Turner down. Snitch is about to fall. He's not dead yet, but maybe can NaVi maybe turn it around. It doesn't look like it.
It doesn't look like it. There's the GG counter. Dignitas will take game 1. Very dominant performance here. You know, I feel like this series could go either way, but most people are saying that NaVi is the favorite, but Dignitas already with game 1, a good showing. You know, a lot of people I think were also going to say NaVi had the better draft there, but Dignitas still outplayed them.
The way that they controlled false set was absolutely magnificent. False set in the early game, 8-2 hooks was immediately bursted down, and the results at the end of the game just speak for themselves. The top damage dealer for NaVi was actually Sonya with 29,000. False set was at 20k. If you compare that to, let's say, for example, Zagara for Dignitas, 65,000 damage. Greymane on 52,000. That's more than twice the amount. In the case of Zagara, it's actually 3 times the damage output. So it was just like not enough damage. The sustain was there, but the damage in the backline just was not really delivered. And you would have thought that, okay, double tank at the front, having also like Rhaegar as a support, that's enough to really make sure that Fawcett gets his damage in, has like a really easy time and space. But that didn't happen.
Well, the hooks, I feel, were really, really incredible. Just watching JPL, again, sometimes blind, sometimes very well coordinated his hooks. He hooked, one thing I wanted to point out about his hook size, he was actually hooking before the wall, expecting a hero to walk out so he could grab him away from his team.
A great game here, of course, now our first best of 3. This is only starting things off. Keep in mind that on the second map we are going to have Garden of Terror, which was actually NaVi's map choice. But before we're going into the draft for game number 2, we're going to throw it over to the analysis desk, and let's hear what James and the boys have to say about game number 1.
Thank you very much, fellas. A good old code